Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So I got an email from a subscriber, and the subscriber sent a donation. So thanks for your donation. And remember, guys, if you want to guarantee that your question will be answered, make sure you click the link below and send a donation. So this one says, thanks for your help. I have an issue with consistently being confident to approach women directly, complimenting them / flirting when there are a lot of people standing around or sitting around. Sometimes I could do it very well, and I have had other people smile, look amazed with my boldness, or just give me a surprised look. I even had a guy come up to me and was impressed and wanted to know if I was able to make things happen with a woman at a grocery store before, as he had said, he noticed the entire approach. One guy who was a street salesman noticed me and wanted to offer me a job, as he noticed I was the guy who was boldly approaching all of these women on the crowded street. He was explaining the law of attraction to me. I even approached a woman boldly in a direct manner at a crowded concert venue. A woman who worked at a nearby mall was kind of starstruck as I approached her, and she already had an idea of who I was and said I seemed so familiar, even though she had a boyfriend. However, there are still times when I hesitate to approach a woman on a crowded street, crowded subway platform, or crowded, quiet coffee shop. I sometimes get insecure or self-conscious, thinking all of these people are constantly judging me, and if I get rejected in front of a lot of people, it might be really embarrassing depending on how the woman rejects me. I also don't want to have to check the woman and cause a scene in public and a bunch of white knights want to jump me or something. Please, I need specific help, as overcoming this fear will really take my approach to a whole new level. All right, so basically all that's happening is the reason why you have sort of like this fear of, like, you know, approaching people in public and all this other stuff, or you might have this hesitation sometimes, is because you're seeking approval for when you're approaching and picking up girls. See, what happens is, in these other, situations, in these instances, what happens is that all these other people, you're saying, hey, I was approaching this girl, and, people were complimenting me, or, they were looking at me and telling me, oh, wow, that's amazing. How could you do that? That's so awesome, yada, yada, yada. You understand? So you're getting all this praise from random people, when you approach girls here and there, right? So what happens is that since you get the praise and you get all that, approval, when you approach these women, what happens is that causes anxiety. Why does that cause anxiety? Because now what happens is that since you're so used to getting approval, you want to keep the approval going. You want to keep the praise going. So now you're saying, because you even said in an email, you was like, I'm scared to approach because what if, something happens where I get embarrassed, you understand? Or you get rejected and you might feel embarrassed in front of all these people. You understand? So you've gotten into a pattern of approaching women, around a good number of people and getting all this praise and validation and approval. And now what happens is that you want to keep that up. You want to keep that going. And then since you want to keep it going, it's, you kind of hesitate or you're nervous because you're scared of, oh, what if this time a girl rejects me? And then people look at me funny. And then that's going to take away from that approval you've been getting. You understand? So you've basically got yourself in a situation where you're trying to get approval when you're picking up chicks. So the thing you got to do is you have to understand that basically you just need to approach women and not be worried about what everybody else is thinking about you in that, moment. See, if you keep thinking that, you need to get this approval from these people, then it's going to be hard for you to approach. And a lot of this is subconscious also. You don't really realize it. You're probably not aware of it, but it's actually happening. You understand? That feeling of wanting to, get that approval is the thing that's causing you to have that anxiety to go and approach. So what you have to do is you have to drop that feeling or drop that urge to get that approval. Now, once you drop that urge to get that approval, then you will be free to approach women without having to worry about anybody else around you. You understand? And, this takes practice because since you're so used to getting that approval, right, it's going to probably take you a while to get out of that mind frame, to get out of that thought process, right? So you might, when you first start this, you might hesitate still, if you go out tomorrow, you still might have a little bit of hesitation. But if you keep going and you keep practicing and you keep approaching women, in front of other people and not give a fuck about what the other people are thinking, right? Then you're going to have a better time approaching these women. Now, what you got to understand is this, is that you have to make sure that you are not seeking the approval, and you have to also make sure that you are not scared of the disapproval. You understand? So don't be scared of the disapproval, but also don't try to get the approval. You have to drop all of it. You understand? So you approaching women should only be about you approaching the woman, period. That's it. It should not be about other people. It should not be about the people around you. It should be about you and that girl you're approaching, and that is it. You understand? And so when you focus on you approaching that girl and interacting with that girl and having that conversation with that girl, no matter who's around, then you're going to actually have more success. As a matter of fact, when you approach this girl, you basically pretend there's nobody else around, even though there's other people around. Block those people out. Shut those people out. And if you focus on that girl and you're not worried about, people approving of you, and you're not worried about people disapproving of you, then it's not going to matter. But see, this takes practice because you have to get into a mind state of where you don't even take the approval. So what I mean is that let's say you approach some girl and then, you get her number and then some guy just randomly sees you and he's like, yo, man, that was cool. Like, how do you do that? How do you just go up to girls and get their number? I wish I could do that, blah, 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 right? Now, if he says that, you could listen to him or whatever and listen to what he's saying and all that. But if you take that to heart, if you let your ego basically, get caught up in it, then that's not going to be a good thing for you, because now you are still going in the direction of wanting that approval, because you're making what he said to you make you feel good, right? You have to brush that off and not take it. You can't take that seriously, because then if you take it seriously, then you're going to go back in the direction of seeking more approval, because you're like, oh, I'm getting this high of being approved by these people who are watching me approach women, right? And also you can't take the disapproval. So like, let's say you try to approach a girl and somebody's looking at you all funny, like, oh, who's this guy, talking to these girls and doing all this stuff and whatever, right? You can't basically let that get to you, right? Because if you let it get to you, then what's going to happen is that you're going to be hesitant to approach, because you're taking that to heart. You're letting that get to you. So you're going to be like scared to approach another girl or hesitant to approach another girl, because you're going to try to avoid that feeling you get of, when that disapproval happens. You understand? You might be feeling kind of upset, embarrassed, all this other stuff. And you since you don't want to feel that way, you're not going to approach. You understand? So if you drop the approval and you drop the disapproval, then you will actually have more success approaching and talking to these women when people are around. It's really that simple, but it takes practice on your part for you to make that happen. And the more you practice, the easier it gets, and then the more success you are going to have. All right? So that's pretty much it. Listen, if you guys need any more help on approaching and picking up women, make sure you go to badboymembership.com. so you can listen to all the audio and video dating advice tutorials that will help you step up your game. All right, so that's it. I'm out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Now, before you turn off this video, make sure you click the link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Now, this is a private one-on-one coaching session between me and you where we chop up game for a half an hour. So make sure you click that link below to get the Mr. Locario 30-minute game session. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.